All right, sit down, buckle up, and get ready for a story so wild, even Hollywood might say, tone it down a little. This isn't your average bank heist with ski masks and getaway cars. No, this was a bank robbery with shovels, tunnels, and, get this, a fake landscaping company. Yes, these guys pretended to sell synthetic grass while digging their way to $70 million. If that doesn't scream entrepreneurship gone wrong, I don't know what does. Now let's rewind the clock to 2005 in Fortaleza, Brazil, a beautiful coastal city known for its beaches, samba, and sunshine, not for being the scene of one of the most extra bank robberies in history. So here's the deal. This story kicks off with a guy named Antonio Yusivan Alves dos Reis, better known as Alamo. Fun fact, Alamo means the German, but don't expect any fancy high-tech heist plans here. This wasn't about slick German-engineered efficiency. It was about dirt, sweat, and pretending to sell fake grass. Alamo and his crew had one big goal: rob the Banco Central. But let's face it, you can't just camp out near a bank with binoculars and not look shady. So they came up with a genius cover. They rented a house just 2 blocks from the bank and set up a landscaping business. And this wasn't just any fake business. They named it Grama Sintetica, which literally means synthetic grass. They even went all out, slapping a giant sign on the house to make it look legit. Picture it. Alamo and his team standing around with shiny new gardening tools, looking like they're ready to turn every yard in the neighborhood into a plastic paradise. But let's be real, they weren't planting anything. Instead, they spent the next 3 months digging a tunnel from their backyard to the bank. Meanwhile, they kept up appearances, probably waving at the neighbors like, yeah, just another day selling fake grass. Now think about the neighbors for a second. Did nobody find it weird? These guys were supposedly running a landscaping company, but instead of lush lawns, they were hauling out piles of dirt. Did no one stop to ask, why does a fake grass business need so much soil? Honestly, these guys could have won Oscars for their acting skills, keeping everyone distracted while they built their underground masterpiece. Now let's get to the real star of the show, the tunnel. This wasn't just some hole in the ground. This was an engineering masterpiece. It stretched 256 feet, connecting their rented house to the bank vault. The tunnel was 2.5 feet wide and fully reinforced with wooden beams, plastic sheeting, and lighting. Oh, and they didn't forget about ventilation, because apparently even criminals know the importance of good airflow. At this point, they weren't just digging a tunnel, they were basically building the world's sketchiest underground spa. And let's not forget how long this took. 3 months. That's 90 days of crawling through dirt, hauling buckets of soil, and hoping the whole thing didn't collapse. You've got to respect the commitment here. Most people can't stick to a diet for 3 months, but these guys stuck to a plan that involved crawling around in filth every single day. By the end, they'd removed tons of dirt, like literal tons. You've got to wonder where they put it all. Did they just pile it in the backyard and hope no one noticed? Or did they get creative and start selling premium dirt to fund their operation? Finally, we get to the big day, August 6th, 2005. It was a quiet weekend, the bank was closed, and the streets were empty. Perfect conditions for what was about to go down. The crew crawled through their luxurious dirt tunnel, broke through the 3-foot thick concrete floor of the bank vault, and hit the jackpot. 160 million Brazilian reais, or about 70 million US dollars. And the best part? The cash wasn't traceable. No serial numbers, no die packs, nothing. It was like they'd hit the world's least secure piggy bank. Imagine the celebration when they broke into that vault. One guy's probably crying tears of joy, another guy's doing a little dance, and someone else is just lying on the floor, too tired from 3 months of digging to care. Now here's where things get tricky. They had to haul $70 million in cash back through the tunnel. Think about that for a second. That's not just a few bags. That's hundreds of pounds of money. This wasn't a fast process. It probably took hours of dragging bags of cash through the tunnel, one by one. I like to imagine one guy got halfway through and just thought, you know what? I'm done. Leave me here with the money. Tell my mom I love her. By the time Monday rolled around, the bank employees arrived to find the vault completely empty. No alarms had gone off. No windows were broken. Just a giant hole in the floor and a lot of embarrassment for whoever was in charge of security. When the police arrived, they were shocked by what they found. The tunnel was so well made that one officer literally called it a work of art. And you know what? He wasn't wrong. Sure, it was also a crime scene, but it was an impressive one. But here's the thing about stealing $70 million. You can't exactly keep it a secret. Pretty soon, some members of the gang started spending their money like there was no tomorrow. People were buying mansions, fancy cars, and probably the world's most expensive fake grass. The police eventually tracked down Alamo and several other gang members. Fun fact, Alamo was caught living the high life. I like to imagine the cops kicking down his door and being like, wow, nice indoor pool, Alamo. Is that landscaping money treating you well? Here's the crazy part. Out of the $70 million stolen, only about $20 million was recovered. The rest of it completely vanished. Some of it was buried on farms, and the rest is probably still hidden somewhere. So what happened to the thieves who got away? Did they escape to a tropical island? Are they sipping coconut drinks and laughing about their tunnel? Or did they blow it all on terrible investments, like trying to open their own real landscaping company? At the end of the day, the Banco Central heist isn't just a robbery, it's a legend. No guns, no alarms, no high-speed chases, just 3 months of crawling through dirt, hauling buckets, and pretending to care about synthetic grass. Honestly, these guys didn't just steal money. They earned themselves a spot in the Underground Hall of Fame. And hey, if nothing else, this heist taught us one thing. Never trust a landscaping business with more dirt piles than plants. If you have any tips to make my videos better, feel free to share. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe.